I'm at 4288 Alleghany Trail in Jamestown, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. Now what we're looking for is any structural issues or root intrusion, things of that nature. Now the access point here is going to be the roof vent, and hope that it is goes straight down and out. Now we have here, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it from this camera, maybe it'll, but if you see right down in there, there is a tank in the back. Now that is a pump tank. It is like a dirty pump. The line goes into there, and then from there it's ejected. So, and then it's pumped down to the street, down to Alleghany Trail. There's a main out there. Now, at the corner, you can see there's a manhole, there's a valve, and supposedly a clean out. It just looks like all the maintenance clean outs and the valve, because there's also a forced main out there, which just means most sewer mains are gravity. They're just an open main. Shouldn't say open main, but it's just a pipe where the stuff uses gravity. You got a high end and a low end, and it all flows due to gravity. Now when they run out of depth, essentially, when they get so deep they can't either, it's not feasible to keep going deeper, then they pump it up to another high point, and then it starts over as gravity. Well, this is one of those points where they have a forced main out on the street too. So we're going to be inspecting as much pipe as we can, but most likely what we're going to do is this is going to go straight down. It's going to go out to the tank, and then once we get to that tank, we're not going to be able to inspect anymore, because it will be after that it will be under pressure. And so as long as that ejector pump is working correctly, then you're in good shape. And there should be an alarm and some electronics for that ejector pump that would let you know if it ever does fail. But basically it would have a high level alarm also, where it will alarm if that tank gets full and then either isn't able to eject it, or the pump fails or something like that. There should at least be a high level alarm that will tell you before it backs up into your house. That tank would just fill up, and then you'd have to have that tank repaired. So it looks like this is copper on the inside, I think, but this is cast iron here. Cast iron isn't a bad material, but it does build up like this. You can see all this rust. Now you can see kind of it almost kind of looks like it's, see the middle where it kind of wears out the bottom of the cast iron. This is normal, and it kind of builds up on the side. This isn't bad. It just builds up like that because of all the mineral deposits and how slow, because of all the rust, just how rough the inside of the pipe is. It slows the water down, and it kind of deposits a number of things there. So this doesn't look bad. Hopefully we can get some, and so you can see where that water level comes in, and then this sinks in. And so hopefully we can get all the way out. This does have a belly in it, but it's lower than the high point where it leaves the house, so it's not anything too crazy. This is all PVC on the exterior, and this isn't a whole lot of water. It's all just due to the fact that that camera lens is only about a ½ inch off the bottom of the pipe. So I'm hoping that we can see where we drop into the tank. This does look, it's about half the diameter of the pipe though. so it's kind of normal on these to have a situation where the and here we are. This is the tank. You can see that's the side of the tank. And so this is where the line drops in. And so I think what I'm going to do is we're going to pause the video. I'm going to run some water through here, because obviously we have some water sitting in it, but I don't think it's really affecting the line at all. Everything can flow. It's just really, really flat, and that's due to the fact that it's probably very, very shallow, and all it has to do is make it to that tank, and then it ejects it out, so it's all pumped. So they went from the 4-inch interior pipe, and then you saw once it dropped in, they had it sitting at the very top of that pipe of the PVC, and then as they got out, I mean, nothing was over about half the diameter of the pipe, which in a perfect installation, yes, that line would have been the line would be pitched all the way out, but it didn't look overwhelmingly bad. Just looked relatively normal for like a septic install or something like that. The line stays flat, and so as long as you've got it on, you've got the high end, which no water was sitting in that cast iron, and then when it dropped off, they put it high on the line, so that other PVC line where it exited the home sat lower, and so the water was just sitting out there, and dropping into that lower pipe where it was sagging. And then as it went out, there was a couple low spots, but I didn't see any solid buildup or anything of any concern. The water is making it out into the tank. So again, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go run some water and make sure that it's flowing through here normally. Okay, we've been running water for quite a while. A few minutes anyway, just to kind of show how it's running. And we'll pull back and see how it comes back. You'll see that water's flowing freely. And that's kind of what we're checking, is just to make sure that all this water's escaping well. See, there's plenty of pitch on it, so low spots and lines aren't really a bad thing. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're not really a bad thing when it comes to clay. And these are, you obviously have traps in. And we're running some water, so this is going to accentuate it, but you can see how everything is running well, and so basically, you just want to make sure that the water level is not rising. Basically, as long as you're starting out at a higher level than the tank is, all the water will escape. Especially with PVC, it's a lot less of an issue too, because the lines are very slick. They don't have any rough edges or anything. So you can see like this, even with it, just have a few low spots there. You can see this is caused because they took that, when they connected it around the top, but then the bottom of the pipe is lower than the pipe that's inserted, and so there's a couple small bellies, but it's not obstructing flow at all. It's all making its way to the tank, and the cast iron looks like it's in pretty good shape, what's left of it. So there's not a whole lot here, but you can see with all this water running through it, it does. You can see it all escaping well, and that's what you're looking for, is just to make sure that everything is clearing out well. copper. So now we are back vertical. And so there's a couple bellies in the line, but nothing of any major concern. Everything should escape properly. I will put it on the report that there are a couple minor bellies that, you know, they're common, like I mentioned before, they're a pretty common instance for real shallow lines like this. But with it being PVC, makes it even less of a problem because the inside of the pipe is so slick. Basically, just like most of this stuff, they're going to tell you, because you have a pump, similar to a septic tank, you don't want to use any wet wipes. Toilet paper, it will disintegrate. Those wet wipes don't, so they can catch inside that pump and cause problems there. So you just want to make sure you're not using anything besides toilet paper in the line, so that it can break down and get drawn out of there, unlike those wet wipes where they don't break down. They'll say flushable, but they are not even in normal sewers. I never recommend you use them, as far as flushing them anyway. If you're going to use them, if you want to use them, go ahead, just throw them in the trash. But overall, the line looked good. It's functioning properly. Again, we were only able to inspect the line from here out to the tank, and then from that it is discharged under pressure out to the main, and the sewer main is also under pressure based off of the valve and manhole out in front, right out there on the corner of Alleghany Trail. And so yeah, overall the line looked good. Had a few minor bellies, but those are pretty common and not an issue with that PVC that's been installed. So that's going to end the inspection at 4288 Alleghany Trail in Jamestown, Ohio.